production of the venom is, you have to be careful temperature-wise, besides population-wise. Hopefully I catch all the questions, but from behind you can ask again. So the temperature has to be above 17 Celsius. I don't know, I'm not too familiar with the Fahrenheit. So it's from 17 Celsius to 30 Celsius is the best temperatures. But each device at each hive, they require at least 25 to 40 minutes. And then when you got the venom day after, it's good to scrape them. Do not try to scrape the venom too early, so it will be wet. Even though venom has an antimicrobial components, it's better to not collect early. So these are the little bit technical factors to get involved with that. So, and each device, one of these devices you see here, it should go at least on 3 to 4 hives. Basically, 3 to 4 hives is, if you got half an hour on each, it takes 2 hours to finish, and and you have to consider half an hour time just for the switching, because 150 minutes, pretty much average to go on 4 hives, and you can collect pretty much average of 2 grams of venom from these devices based on size of the population and time of the year, and you can repeat that between 7 to 10 days after collecting venom from same hive. And end of the season would be the best. Generally speaking, from end of May till early September would be the best time, and wouldn't be any side effect on bees. Hopefully I answered the question. Hopefully I understand the question properly. Cost of the collections depends where you are. If you're in Canada, you pay to your US, you pay the worker, at least 2 workers, it costs you at least $150 a day with the material cost. So material cost is not much. The most is the labor, and then 1 workers can do at least 100 to 200, pretty much 100 hives a day, and every 4 hives consider 2 grams. So 100 divided by 4 with 25 grams venom. So that would be you can get the math now. So, but in the marketing, it comes with the based on personal reputations and the business matter and marketing. But for sure, has a huge value and others use it as cosmetics and lots of medicinal use for it, but it's required, again, is following a certain protocol, how you claim, how you promote the products.
Teşekkür ederim sunduğunuz için. Üretimden sonra önemli yapıldığını söylediniz. Arıcılık motor alma sürecinde. Peki bir sonraki üretim döneminde arılara verdiğiniz testten dolayı bir farklılık var mı? Kovanların gelişiminde bir farklılık hissediyor musunuz?
Basically, it does not make any difference, but I was talking to my academic, he was claiming bees become more active. That makes sense for the first few days. So when anytime you reduce the protein level or from hive, or require the recovery of the pollen concentration in the colony, either too much larva or venom collection, certainly require more pollen and nectar collection, especially pollen concentrations. But this is not something crucial. It is to be fair with the numbers, pretty much nothing changed in the colonies. So you may see few 50 or 10 or 15 bees getting died based on the depends on wiring workings. So basically no change in our hives after. So actually for me that was important. It was a big question for me too when I started venom collection 6 years ago. So I marked the hives, I collected venom twice, 5th time and 1 time. It was nothing different in the same environmental factors during winter passes and also every other condition. It was exactly the same, nothing different.
So 2 last questions. One
еще 2 вопросика. Сейчас будет наша презентация.
Benim öğrenmek istediğim, ülkemizde uyguladığınız ülkelerde malum adı zehir olduğu için dolayısıyla da zehir toplamanın ve zehir tacirliği yapmanın bir ülke bakımından sıkıntısı olabildiği için siz bunu ülke bürokrasisinde nasıl aştınız? Hangi yöntemlerle toplama izinlerini aldınız? Ne statülerde bunu hukuki yönlerini halledebildiniz?
So one thing I can say about the Canada, a little bit about Iran and US, I don't know about every other countries about the legalization, but I know for sure mostly I'm active in Canada. So as long as I'm not claiming cure or anything, even though I have over 600 amputation prevented from diabetes, I'm using Priyatelenko to destroy the infections, and also for psoriasis, eczema, so many other patients. This is my tomorrow presentation about the white blood cells on cancer. I'm talking, I'm paying attention to lots of these details, right? So is in Canada, as long as any bee products is selling as a food, as a supplement, as a health benefit, is no prevention for that. Nobody can stop you to tell somebody drink water or eat orange or apples basically. So, or basically, we are so careful as a, basically I'm representing American Epilepsy Society in foreign countries too as a board members. We are so familiar how we talk, how to claim. So it's a controversial how you talk and different regulation in different countries. But we are so careful to be sure before we give products to any consumers, or especially for oral consumption, that they have to be aware of any products can give allergy reaction. So we are a little bit familiar as a study has been done in the past, but also we are so careful how we talk in a cosmetic side, in a health benefit side, and the products as a supplementary or food we supply to the consumer. But I think, hopefully, I think that will change over time because we really believe on these bee products. And especially in my tomorrow presentation about the epitrophy session, about the white blood cells on affecting bee products, especially incoming growth of white blood cells after chemotherapy is such a large number of the people we see is they're basically it changed the number of the white blood cells after chemo, and also we have a large number of the people, lots of resistant bacteria are not resistant to bee venom propolis on some of these bee products. So I think all beekeepers are kind of responsible to become more educated about bee products and inform the audience, inform the societies about the effectiveness and the quality and value of the bee products. So hopefully that movement can put the pressure on politicians and the system in the countries to change the regulation for future. So I think we are all together in this and we have to help together to move forward.
So, last question, and there at the back, yeah. Last question, and after short answer.
Hi. Just a question on, are you processing the venom in some way before you use it in your cosmetic products or any products? Is there some process you have?
Okay. So actually, there's a few things about the using products. If you're using it as cosmetics and for topical use, you have to know the products is soluble as water-based or oil-based. So it's better to be used, for example, as water-based. Most of these active components, as long as they are water-soluble, which are mixed in the water, it's better to be water-based because oil-based, it has a it can prevent observation for the topical use. So as an oral consumption is, again, every product has a different formula how to use it. But when it comes to the purpose of use, for example, when you're using as an antimicrobial use, is you have to know a little bit about the nature of the diseases, nature of the pathogens, or nature of the microbial issue and all those things. But then as a mixture, as a procedure, how you're mixing all this, I think is just one thing you have to be aware of the sensitivity of the products. For example, if you're using wax or insult wax, for sure it can be oil-based and difficult to have in water-based. But the venom especially, I would recommend, it was enough study has been done, at least I worked with a few pharmacists about this and I spent enough time to use all these products as a cosmetics or as a health, and also as antimicrobial. But just for the venom, I would say it should be used only water-based. And in some cases, in psoriasis or autoimmune diseases, I would recommend it's better to be injections or mixed with some royal jelly as a supplementary. So time is over, sorry, I'll leave it to you. Just a general question for that with lots of information about it.
Okay, if you have further questions, you will be there after.
Thank you.
You will speak of innovative education of effective and active Ukrainian tree store. Vasily, please note that the video and tree training without the class.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Victor Fursov and this is my co-partner Vasily Priyatelenko. We are presenting here the Innovational Ukrainian Beehive, which is effective and healthy. And this is 3 stories Beehive. We would say, what is the most important part of Beehive? Yeah, you know, this is not only Beehive, there's also bees. But nevertheless, what do you say about car? In a car, the most important part, this is engine. But we say, in Beehive, the most important part, the engine or heart of Beehive, these are frames. And about frames, about these unique Ukrainian frames, I will be telling you in this presentation. And also about structure of our Ukrainian Beehive, which is really unique and very special. You can see here on this picture all Ukrainian beehives. Just the same like in other countries, these are logs. But nevertheless, these are another old style of Ukrainian beehives. Different styles were always used all around the world, and they are really old style of beehives. But nevertheless, in Ukraine, we have a great heritage of Ukrainian beekeeping, and it's really great. We really appreciate our great Ukrainian beekeeper, Petro Prokopovich, who is the founder of Ukrainian cultural beekeeping. Like in other countries as well, you have your beekeepers and your founders, like Dadant, Langstroth, but in Ukraine, Petro Prokopovich, he just invented this beehive. This is a very special beehive with frames. But we are Ukrainians and we are inventing new frames. Why not? I will tell you in my presentation. What is the most important in beehive and in beekeeping technology? Of course, this is construction. This is a reasonable price and labor cost. And of course, this is the health of a bee colony and efficiency, the profit. And what are modifications which we are proposing for all this beekeeping community? And these modifications, they are here in Vasily Priyatelenko Beehive. Here I just show you these modifications. First, this is modified frames. These are unique frames with metal top bars. On the top here, this is not wooden top bar, but metallic. These are 2 types of frames. You see, this is narrow deep and shallow wide, or just quadrate frames. And these 2 types of frames were just useful for 2 types of hives. With, you see, 8 plus 8 plus 8, 1 hive. With these frames, we put them like that. I will show you. And in next one, with 8 plus 12 and 8 frames in 3 hives bodies. And if this is a special crosswise position, this is on the down, 1 frame like this, quadrate, then just narrow deep like this, and next one in the super like this. So this is a crosswise position. And actually, if you see carefully, you can see there is no bee space between all these frames. They are just interconnected just one to another. And why? I will explain you. So because we are just receiving, making this structure just united structure of a bee nest. You can see here the 8 point. And actually, what's about cover? Here we have a super, and super is covered with a special, common actually, plastic sheet, but special metal plate. You see here on the right side, this is a plastic sheet, and on the top we put just like that, like a plate, metal plate. Okay, and on the down, in the downside here, under the first box, we have a special floorboard, and this floorboard is open. You see on the right side of the picture, so which can be open. This floorboard is movable, so we can clean it. Okay, and of course the most important, this is the modified and efficient beekeeping technology, how it's working, and this technology is productive. Okay, I will tell you firstly about metal top bars. What does it mean? Metal top bars, you see, I keep this frame, and by the way, we keep this sample, this working model of Ukrainian beehive here in Apimondia 2017, and it's here on this floor, but on the 5th floor, just a little bit down, in innovation section. We are presenting it just for, Apimondia award section. Why not? This is very honorable for us. Thank you for coming. Thank you for evaluating our innovation. And you see here on the top, this is metal top bars, size wooden end bars and wooden bottom bars. Well, and you can see carefully how it's done. This is like N-shaped, or just you can say U-shaped metal top bars. Why? Because you can put easily inside this frame, these top bars, you can easily put foundation. And of course, it can be covered with wax. And this metal surface is really very friendly for bees. So you see, bees were covering here with wax, but on the top, on inner cover, we use just a plastic, and it's easily look through the beehive and to see inside. Okay, we see two types of frames, narrow deep, just quadrate or shallow wide. Okay, actually we use two types of frames in one beehive. It can be either quadrate and narrow deep, or in other side, we can use narrow deep and like this. I will show you. Okay, this is Vasily Priyatelenkobyl'un. He is here. He is practical beekeeper. He is using this beehive, and we are testing it already for 10 years. And this test showed for us really great efficiency, healthy, and productivity of this beehive. So you can see him in his apiary, which is has now about over 50 beehives. That's good enough for one beekeeper, but we are ready to produce it in a huge number. And if you can understand the productivity and efficiency of these beehives, okay, this will be good. Or you can ask any questions from us, and we are pleased to show this beehive in innovation section. You can see here, this is a size of all these frames, and also this first one, narrow deep and shallow wide. Okay, this close position. Okay, if you would just, we have three sections, as I said. The first section on the down and second section on the top here, and then super on the top again. So the down section and middle section, they're all both together very important. They can be used, and they are used both for brood development and partially for honey collection. So you see here, even honey will be collected. You see on the left picture. But mostly these frames were used for brood development, But if you put all these frames together, especially on the top, you can see very carefully on the right picture, the honey will be collected, not from the top of a comb, but from the down part of a comb, because all combs interconnected, by the way. You see, the honeybees started to collect honey from down. And you can see, I have here three frames, and I will show them later as well. You can say, why these three frames? I explain it. Okay, two types of hives. We have big hive and smaller hive. One hive, you see on the right, on the upper side, the hive with 8 frames, with 12 frames. In the middle for brood, so this will be wide, and on the down, this is easier for management because it's lighter. Okay, these two hives, two bodies. One with 8 frames, 8 frames, and 8 frames. And this one with 8, 12, and 8. So larger one with a very large colony for strong colony. So these two boxes, they look like that. Okay, we start of course from from brood box with a narrow deep frame. Why? Because this is very important, especially in our area in Ukraine and Russia, where we have a very cold winter, and it's very important for overwintering. So all honeybees, they will move in slowly in the winter time from down to up. So, and they will survive. The survival in this type of hive is really great. Survival, the best, rather than another hives where some bees, 30% or up to half of hives and honeybees colonies are dying in Ukraine. Yes, and this is true. So you see, one hive is smaller, another one is bigger, for bigger colony. And these, how they look like. There, you can compare it actually with other hives in your country, where you can use just one box, only one board, we use 2 boards, 3 boards, and we're really productive. And I'm not exaggerating. Some people in Ukraine say we use another even more simple hive, which is effective. But our hive is more effective than another effective Ukrainian hives. And I will show you. So these are with 8 frames, 2 boxes. How the colony is developing. You see, we're starting from 1 box with 8 frames, narrow, deep, and when colony is growing, we add another box with 8 frames, but all together we're crosswise positioning like this, and it's providing very effective and efficient development of a colony and beehives. Well, you see here, Vasily Priyatelenko near his beehive. We're putting here usually in our stationary apiary, but this year we use it also a little bit for movement outside to reservation area, to the field, to collect more honey. And this is a structure. I open beehive. You can look inside. On the downside, on the left picture, you see this is narrow, deep frame, and already with honey. And on the top, in the cross positioning, we have 8 frames. So 8 frames down and 8 frames up. And this is the same positioning. Okay, you see here, honeybees were collecting honey on the top part, near the top bar, and in the center will be the brood. And also we're using now, you see on the left side, this is more simple beehive. Okay, we did it with screws, all these wooden parts. But on the right side, we did it already with finger joints of all these wooden parts. And really this is construction very stable, will be working for many years with finger joints like that. And what is about fourth quantification? As I told already, to be sure about crosswise positioning of frames. So you see, we put it here to show in a real position in the apiary how circuit. Down box, middle one, and the upper box. All in cross positioning. 8 frames, 8 frames, and 8 frames. All like that. We have 3 types of combs, 3 types of frames. We use in different, it can be Langstroth, Dadant, and quadrate frame, which is easiest one on the left side. A little bit not so heavy. Okay, as I said, modification 5th, this is no bee space between boards, between boxes, and between frames. They're joined. You will say it will be very difficult to dismount it. No, they are really easily dismounted, all these 3 boxes. You can see here, I just turn this 1 box, and you can see only small points, only small 8 joints, not wooden, waxed joints, and they're really easily dismounted one to another. And cross positioning of all these frames. And modification 6, okay, these are plastic sheet, so we cover the upper box, super box with a plastic sheet, and all these frames, because this top bar is narrow, 6 millimeters only, this metallic frame. Easily to see inside, and you can see how honeybees were making all these combs and when and how you can manage it. So actually, when it will be full, you can manage it. Before, you do not touch beehive, you do not touch honeybees. So, and this position, Vasily, he is opening the cover, metallic cover, and on the down will be just only the plastic. And we see small lines with propolis, and metal plate also increasing. Very special feature of this hive. It's increasing special feature. It's providing concentration of water with propolis on the top of this metal. And honeybees, they are using this water from inside. Yeah, they're using internal water, and actually this is very good for health. It's not good conditioning for mold, not at all. It's good for health of bees, and we're not using their work just to collecting water outside. We use water just from a hive. Okay, and the downside, this is a movable floorboard. This is 10 centimeters open part of a floorboard. It can be open, and when we have all this drawn brood part, we can remove these combs from the down easily, and it's also useful to control health, to control brood, and control varroa. Okay, what about technology? In technology, you see here we use 3 types. 1, 2 boards, and 3 boards. Okay, and during the process, during the summer season, it's starting from okay, this narrow deep board with narrow deep frames, and then 2 boxes, and then next one 3 boxes. But this is even time for special presentation. I repeat here just some advantages of this beehive. And what about advantages? First of all, this is a healthy development of colony because honeybees were using, first of all, they're using properly water from inside the beehive. And the second part, because we're using united structure here, which is reducing the activity of honeybees inside. We're moving from between all these 3 parts easily. We're not staying in one part. We're easy, and honeybees, working bees, and queen easily moving from up to down, but the queen does not go to upper board, doesn't go to the super. Naturally, you say she will go. No, she doesn't go, because here honeybees will collect honey on the down part, and it will be barrier for her. And you will be surprised. She will use only 2 boards here and doesn't go here upstairs. Okay, that's why when we start to use first board with these narrow deep frames, we're starting very rapid development of colony. If we use 2 of them, with rapid development and growth will be increased. And if we keep them, even if we keep already 3 boxes, how we can change queen? This will be queen super sedu, natural change of queen. Okay. I'm just finishing, okay? So it will be small swarms, so no labor costs, okay, very easy overwintering, simplicity of construction, and very reasonable price. Okay, so this is efficient harvesting. We published it in many presentations and presented in Apimondia, Apislavia, in different countries. And we have a really good production in Ukraine, where I really accept orders for manufacturing. If you are interested, welcome to us, we can discuss it. You can see it here in innovation section, so welcome for contacts and for collaboration. And thank you very much for your kind attention. Oh, wait a minute, you are speaking Turkish. You are speaking Turkish, not English. Wait a minute. Okay, yes. Yes, well. Yes. Right. Yes. Yeah, I just repeated. You see, we are using middle part. We are using middle part for. Sorry about that. For brood and down part for brood. But when we are making just the upper side, so the honeybees were starting to collect honey. And usually in normal, in conventional beehive, the honeybees were collecting honey from upside and then down, and they're making brood here. But in this construction like this, the honeybees were starting to collect honey, to harvest honey here on the down part. Well, so we're making naturally like a barrier between upper side and the middle side. So that's why usually queen doesn't go. But of course, if you do not have harvesting place, if you are just putting it into the place with a not sufficient amount of flowers, this part will be empty. So queen can go up. But if you have a good collecting place with flowers, here will be barrier with honey. So it will be only honey. And queen doesn't go without queen excluder. Without queen excluder. Sorry. Here this.
So thank you very much. So what are the new modifications for your extraction material?
Materials?
Your
Or usually we use, okay, here we use conventional foundation from a shop. This is the same size from a shop, so we use it in conventional structure. So this size, because usually in a majority of beehives people use it like this. So the size of frame is the same. So
honey extraction.
yeah, for honey extraction.
Yeah. So do you have a different machine?
No, the same machine. The same machine. No, this is man. He is here, beekeeper, so he can explain it. We do not use special machine, just the same.
Okay, thank you very much. If somebody has no questions, he is there, can stay. Now we have a break.
Okay, thank you very much.
10 minutes break, and then